Grown adult men are still doing grown adult male things. There's probably a broken water main. They've been out here since before digging up the ground. Every year they gotta do some nonsense.
Oh, focus. What was the joke? Midnight in Paris? Yeah. So just imagine that song is playing. And it's got Jonah Hill and Kenya Barris. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It was called You People, and it was not worth watching. It was, oh my God, shut up. Fuck you, Netflix. Yeah, not literally nothing on Netflix is worth watching. I'm very sick. Today is the 9th of um whatever fucking month it is. I'm too sick to even remember. My brain is just absolutely not working. And yeah, the 9th of February, and it's like day 4 of COVID. My throat hurts so fucking bad. My fever's still going. I'm gonna get more tea and go back to sleep. Also, I watched last night a movie from Taiwan called The Sadness. Very bloody movie. I think it may have literally been the bloodiest movie I've ever seen. Again, it wasn't very good, but it wasn't bad either. It's just like one of those things that like if you're really into like bloody shock horror, then like yeah, you can go watch it. But other than that, it didn't offer anything special. So what the fuck? Legal to go on Google and then search something like Project Wolf Hunting, and it could be any movie, right? This is just I went to this site, what the fuck should I watch.com, or what the fuck should we watch, and then it came up with Project Wolf Hunting, so I don't know what that is, so I'm just like whatever, I'll fucking watch it. I got COVID, I don't care. So like I could torrent it, but like yeah, you see like all these results, like none of these you're gonna find it. So but what you can do, and this is just the stupidest fucking thing. Dude, stop texting me, shut up. What you can do is this is literally the stupidest thing. You can go to the complaint because let me show you what that was again. It says in response to multiple complaints we have received on the DMCA Digital Millennia Copyright Act, we have removed 7 results from this page. If you wish to read the results, then you can click it. So yeah, you read the complaints, and so these are the complaints, and you can see like all the URLs that got removed. So like wellgausa.com, never heard of it. Oxtorrent, I don't want a torrent. ww3fmovies.com, like sure, let's try that. So then I click that. Wait, where to go? Yeah, and then so I clicked that. So then we went to that to whatever this movie fucking site is, and then it forwarded us to this, and then we typed and we searched for Project Wolf Hunting, and then like sure enough it's here. So like I mean yeah, like the DMCA takedown is just a list of all the things that like are copyrighted. so the problem here is that it says that there's English subtitles, but there's not. So we'll have to find it somewhere else, or just choose a different movie. I'm not really invested in this one at all. Okay, so it's Friday, I think. Um, my fucking god. All right, so it's the 10th of February, 2023, and my energy is like it's hard to explain. Like I'm feeling like I'm less sick, but I'm in so much fucking pain. My throat hurts so fucking bad. It's so swollen. I was looking with a flashlight down my throat, like like whatever you're supposed to like do the tongue depressor thing, and my throat is just fucking covered in just sores and open red spots. It's just fucked. I can't swallow. I haven't been able to swallow in like 48 hours, and so in about that same time, about 48 hours, I've had a grand total of 2 hours of sleep, and I'm so fucking tired. So like I'm getting healthier, but like I am not actually getting more energy. Like I don't feel as zonked as I did with the germs. and I have to keep just like spitting in towels and tissues and cups because I can't swallow. It hurts too much. I'm so fucking miserable. I don't want to do this anymore. So I just woke up and I thought I'd been asleep for like 3 hours, but I'd only been asleep for 25 minutes. And I woke up because, wow, my throat hurts so fucking bad I can't even sleep. Surprise. I fell asleep watching Age of Empires and I can't sleep anymore. I'm so sick of this.
Or that people should
So it's the 11th of February, and I'm listening to Teal Swan talk about polyamory and communication, which, like, I'm not gonna shit talk her on this one. I don't particularly disagree with most of what she's saying, because, like, she doesn't very often say things that are easy to disagree with, because I mean, she would lose video audience if everything she said was constantly disagreeable hot takes. So, you know, I mean, she's making coherent points, but boy, man, her comment section, I mean, it's something else. Like, it's really, it's funny because, like, when they're like, and I don't know what terms to use, so I'm gonna just keep it kind of basic. When they're, like, on her side, man, they are ravenous. They just spill a whole bunch of buzzwords. They talk about, like, the Malahamara Shakara. Like, they just make up shit. They're like flat earthers. Like, they come up with whatever fucking esoteric terms that they can. They talk about, like, the divine healing of the masculine entropy, the animus of your ass's poop. Like, it doesn't, like, they're just literally bloviating. But every so often, she has a bit more of a hot take. And in this instance, the hot take isn't really a hot take. It's just that, like, the truth of polyamory. And the truth of polyamory is that, like, yeah, people can be poly. It's an orientation. Like, it doesn't really need to be more complicated. And she's made a pretty good video about it. Like, I wouldn't recommend it to, like, a beginner who's, like, thinking of, like, being poly, right? Or I should really phrase that differently. Discovering that they themselves are poly. But man, these comment sections, I mean, some of them, like, oh man, like, they're tough to read, dude. Like humans are not polyamorous. I'm just picking up random. Humans are not polyamorous or monogamous. We are a familial species. He spells familial and species wrong. We get our needs met from our chosen family group, whether sexual or emotional. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? So, it's funny because, like, when her audience, like, I don't even think they're, like, disagreeing. It's just making them uncomfortable. And, oh man, like, they don't know how to be uncomfortable. They don't know how to not argue. Like, these are very sick, toxic people for the most part that, like, I think by and large, the people that follow Teal Swan are people that, like, in no offense to Teal Swan, or necessarily individuals within her group, in aggregate, they are left of center bell curve, and they're people who are, like, I in my experience, more interested in their own aggrandizement than healing. They're people who are ego focused. They're boss bitches, right? Before they're, like, in spiritually enlightened entities. And, like, it's not to say that, like, just because you like Teal Swan that you're like a piece of shit or anything like that, or that you're necessarily an idiot. Like, I'm sure a lot of smart people follow her. It's just that most of these comments that I'm reading are like, oh man, dude, like, people are really, really fucking stupid. Like, I already knew that. I mean, we're on YouTube. Monogamous people have had a hard time grasping the I have no idea if this is a stupid comment. I'm just throwing this voice on because why not? Monogamous people can have a hard time grasping the concept of soulmates, while polyamorous person can wake up one day longing for their other half. Like, okay. But, like, yeah, man. I mean, here's one. Don't know. Polyamory seems to be the natural consequence / result of trauma / fragmentation. The trouble seems to be universal application of things based on people's sex, age, social roles, occupation, and whatever else, rather than their soul, which should be treated for exactly the state condition that it is in any given case for the sole purpose of healing and repairing it with the proper context, the necessary conditions, and the right sequence simulation in effect, whether that possible. There's no punctuation, by the way. Whether that's possible within the current structure or in any social order in I think it means is order is a secondary question. The issue we are dealing with, as central to pretty much any discipline or area of study at any level of analysis, is resources, whether physical or human, and how to allocate them, for who and for what, from each according to his ability to each according to his. Oh my god, look at this. This is fucking nonsense. So I respond to this, and I don't usually respond to anything on YouTube. Like, I don't even usually, like, I could care less. So I say, okay, Chat GPT, write me a shitty video essay by schizophrenic Jordan Peterson that literally calls the same identical argument to gay is causing trauma. Gay is caused by trauma, talks in circles, and uses big words out of place. Like, get fucked. Like, I hate people who just come on and like, like, it's not, shut the fuck up. Like, you're not Polly. Like, shut the fuck up trying to pathologize it. Oh, now I'm watching America is the New Rome by What If Altist. I gotta say, the level of intelligence behind his videos is, interestingly enough, I would say on par with Teal Swan. If that, and what I mean by that is, like, you have to be very smart to talk to dumb people. Dumb people can't talk to dumb people. I'm sure they do all the time, but they don't get popular doing it. Smart people get popular when they can talk to dumb people. That's why Teal Swan has a career, because she's not stupid. And it's not to say that only stupid people follow her. On the flip side of that is What If Altist. Only extremely intelligent people follow this man. Like, there's idiots among them, but they're intelligent idiots. Whereas with Teal Swan, it's like, it's mostly very, very average Joe Blows. And so I'm reading the comment sections on YouTube, and it's much more engaged than the Teal Swan ones. I mean, these people are fucking ravenous. They're men. They're male. And that's the difference. There's a male audience here. Not just a predominantly male, exclusively fucking right-wing male. And, like, I kind of love that. Like, I'm not a conservative, but I'm definitely, like, more right than center. I think most men, most males have a proclivity towards at least some inclination towards some right-wing thinking that pushes them slightly right of center, if they're not being tugged left, right? You know, I mean, and it's funny because even on the left, especially with, like, more extremists, you find identical to the right-wingers, and for the reasons why the right-wingers would self-identify as right-wingers, the left, those on the left, I'm getting fucking lit at editing. Watch this, ready? Bam! Alright, that needs a fade in effect. Frame rate's a little off too, but. Alright, ready?
We'll be right back after this.
Sick.
I was like, okay, do I need to wear my giant?
Oh, I'm so good at editing.
Rush.